definitely watches porn, right? Everyone thought that? It's weird because I'm way older than her, so it feels like a teenage kid says, Dad, I'm going to be locked in my room by myself, don't come in. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah!
The next competitor coming to the stage. First time here at Roofer, so I need extra love, extra energy. Start clapping, start making some noise, and give it up for Thomas Dooley.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Thomas Dooley, and if you're wondering about my identity, I'm what's known out on the streets as a cracker.
Yeah!
And crackers I identify as a Ritz.
Woo!
Salty, a little bit savory, and kind of round. This winter was kind of mild, but there was a couple days where it was like really Arctic cold, and I found out the good part of those days was when you go to 7-Eleven, you don't have to tip the doorman. When it comes to relationships, I'm kind of naive. I'm what you would call a late bloomer, even at the age of 6. So I'm kind of naive to that, and I always think to myself, if I brush my teeth, I'll meet somebody really nice. And then I realize at some point I'm going to have an awkward conversation with a woman, and then I'm going to have an awkward conversation with a woman, but at least my breath will be minty fresh.
Yeah!
I stopped celebrating my birthday, not for the fact that I'm getting older. It's for the fact that it's on the same day as a celebrity. It's nobody cool like Prince or Michael Jackson. I can handle that. But it's June 14th and it's Donald Trump. So I stopped celebrating my birthday altogether. Started celebrating my conception day with a bottle of Bacardi, scented candles, and a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. When that celebration's over, that olive oil is no longer virgin. Trump made an executive order of making English the official language of the United States. It's just kind of weird. We're a diverse country. There's all kinds of language being spoken around here. And the thing with English, it's always changing because we're still arguing over if they and them are singular or plural. And this whole thing with the Gulf of Mexico is idiotic. It's changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico is like the equivalent of changing your pet's name the moment that it dies. And we all know eventually the Gulf of Mexico will fill up with Diet Coke and douchebag water. And do you think like these mega Trump supporters, when they hear the name Gulf of Mexico, that they get an understanding of what the trans community is going through? There's two topics of conversation that is kind of awkward to have these days, and that you can't really have an intellectual conversation about. That is gun rights and gay rights. No matter how the conversation goes, somebody's going to pull out their junk and point it at you. To put all this political turmoil we're going through into perspective, ever since World War II, pretty much every president's been accused of, United States president, been accused of being the next Hitler, even Trump. But there's 2 points that disqualifies him from this. One, unlike Hitler, he never served in the military. And 2, at least at the end of Hitler's term, he had the courage to commit suicide. I'll close with a story about myself. A few years ago up in Silver Spring, I went into 7-Eleven. It's where I live. It's one of the 7-Elevens in my community where I know everybody who works there and stuff, and I even knew the manager. And one night when I was there, he ended up confronting somebody who was trying to rob the store. And he called out for someone to call 911. His other attendant called for 911, and I thought it would be taken care of the whole thing would be squashed really quick. And so I went over to try and help him, and in the course of doing that, the two of us ended up getting stabbed. I got stabbed in the neck, he got stabbed 4 times. Everybody's okay now. All details aside, we ended up getting taken to Suburban Hospital, to the ER. And if you ever go to Suburban Hospital, it's like a 5-star hotel of hospitals around here. So I'm laying there in the ER. This lovely black lady comes down. She had all my insurance cards from my wallet, and she asked me, "Do you have any alternate insurance? None of these work." And I go, "No, it's the height of the pandemic, and I'm on furlough for my job." And she goes, "Well, let's not worry about it right now. I'll talk to my colleagues in the morning, and we'll figure this all out." So as she lingers there, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't get opportunities like this that often. I'm like looking like I have a brace on my neck, looking like a human tube of toothpaste, just a complete mess. So I started asking her, "Do you like crackers, like saltines, Triscuits, stuff like that, animal crackers, graham crackers?" She goes, "No." She goes, "No, I try to look after my diet," and then I asked her, I go, "Do you like this cracker?" Thank you.